Ta-da. So good to have you back here.
Yes, it's always
It-
good to be here in your studio.
It's been a couple of days since you last stopped by here.
Yes.
Uh, but it's also good to be talking insurance at this time because, like I was saying, just this weekend I was involved in assisting to garner some attention to an issue of a Ugandan who died while in transit
Mm,
from Uganda
terrible.
to Canada, and there was an insurance angle to that because, as I understood, it looks like maybe perhaps they had purchased some form of travel insurance from their airline agent, and maybe there was issues with that. The details would be discerned at some point, but the point is that even while in transit, while traveling, we need some form of insurance.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, tell me, good to have you here. Please introduce yourself again for
Yeah,
those who might be seeing you for the first time, and then let's hear what the updates are in the insurance world.
sure. Well, my name is Godwill Mugisha. Um, I have been in the insurance world for the last 10 years. And, when I first started insurance, everyone was like, oh my God, that's not a field that you need to go into and all these things. But, I stuck through it. The first couple months and years, obviously, you're in the learning process. So it's never easy. But I knew it was a passion of mine. I have a background in social work and social sciences. And I knew that the insurance world was right up my alley because, it's serving families, yeah, protecting families, leaving legacies. Like, that was my passion. And I know everyone wanted me to get into the medical field, which I know pays amazing. But
Mhm.
you have to have a passion in what you do because, you could enter the medical field, but if you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna
You're not
succeed.
going to do that well, or
Yeah.
you're not going to enjoy doing it.
Exactly. So, with the insurance business, again, it's challenges, but these are things we need. Now, if I could just, before I even get into my own thing, just that
Yeah.
situation you just talked about, that's
Yeah.
very important. I mean, we're learning that our people, especially we do a lot of traveling. International traveling is common for us who live in the diaspora. If you don't have any sort of insurance, definitely get a travel insurance plan because these plans are not even expensive. You can go to travel.com and purchase a plan. Even if you've been anti life insurance, get something because once you're in the air, you don't know anything can happen. And a lot of if you have medical insurance, some of the medical insurance plans, they don't cover, you know, when you're traveling or you're outside of the US. So you have got to
Mhm.
really purchase the right plan because you could have a heart attack, you could need an emergency care. Uh, Most of those insurances, they will let you know. You buy a package, you will let you know what's covered, so that in a
Mhm.
in a situation like that, so you have medical attention and you're not incurring a lot of medical bills. There's really actually good insurance plans. I personally, I'm from American Income. We don't sell travel plans, but does that mean that I don't advocate for them? No, I do. I actually do. I advocate for any type of insurance, but I guess
Any type of insurance.
any type of
But
insurance is better than
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Nobody should ever tell you that, this is a bad plan or this is a good plan. As long as you have something and it's a recognizable institution, it's been in business for a long time, you know the reputation of the company, that plan will pay. Okay. So, but I guess the question I have is, why just consider buying travel insurance that's just going to limit you only when you travel? And I hate to say it, chances of
That's the big one. So that's the big one. What we should have the real insurance
real
that
insurance.
covers you in all situations, right? Even if you demise in transit, that your loved ones and other things are taken care of, right? That's
Absolutely. Yeah, just have an insurance plan that's going to cover you at home, that's going to cover
Mhm.
you anywhere in the world. so that you're not just limited to when you travel, because we travel maybe once a year, or sometimes people travel twice a year. And chances of something happening to you are 1 in a billion. I hate to say it. But again, am I saying that you shouldn't get travel insurance? You can, but the right insurance to get permanent insurance plans that are recognizable institutions. AIL has been in business for the last 70 plus years. We are Torchmark Corporation, part of Globe Life. Globe Life is a well-known company. The company strength is very, very good. And when it comes to things like accidental insurance, that is very, very important. For example, if I can touch on that, accidental coverage. If you are traveling and God forbid something happens to you when you're in the air and the plane crashes, 250,000 gets paid to your family. If you go to
accidental, you have that place.
Yes,
You do have that policy.
Yes,
right?
we do. It's called A71 accidental coverage program, whereby even if you're home cooking and you cut your finger, you end up in an emergency room. That's $250 that can put food on the table. If you end up going, spending a night in the hospital because the injury is more serious, $500 a night. Now, because when you're injured, you're not working, but the bills still need to be paid. So we have to start looking into more than just life insurance. We have living benefits. If you go to intensive care unit, the plan pays you $1,000 a day. Now, $1,000 that can pay rent, that can pay a mortgage or whatever. Then you also have 100,000, even if you're in a public transportation, whether you're there as a matter of fact, any sort of auto accident, if you're in that car as a passenger or the driver, and God forbid you pass away, 100,000 pays to your family. If you're, like I said, if you're in a public transportation where you paid money to be there, 250,000. So those plans are available. Okay. Now, there are also other plans available, cancer plans. If you have a history of cancer in the family, and my uncle died of cancer, my dad died of cancer, chances are you might also get that cancer down the road. So you can get a plan that covers you for a lump sum of 50,000 upon diagnosis. If you're diagnosed with that illness, 50,000 can help you, in the meantime, take care of yourself, get the best medical treatment, be well. We have hospital indemnity plans. If you're sick and end up going into a hospital overnight, $150 pays to you, $250 in emergency room. So there's a wide range of plans. If you get terminally ill, let's say you have a coverage of 100,000, whether it's a term policy or a guaranteed whole life, they give you 50,000 up front so you can take care of yourself, get the best medical treatment, be well. So when you hear about insurance, don't run away from us. I know a lot of times people hear insurance, oh God, here we go again with insurance. Sometimes you miss out the most important information that could benefit you and your loved ones.
Okay, great. So any new drives? Are you selling anything unique this period, this month, as we go towards the end of Christmas? Or what's happening?
Yes, absolutely. So we have something called legacy plans. Now, we always think insurance is just for adults, parents and things like that. No, you can actually, during this time of giving, you set up a plan for your child, whether your child, we insure kids from the age of 2 weeks, actually. You can set up a legacy plan for that child who will pay lower premiums even when they get older. By the time the child finishes college and everything and knows, oh my God, my dad started a legacy plan for me. You have no idea how many stories we've heard of people saying, yeah, my dad started a legacy plan for me during Christmas time. That was a big gift, even though I was young. But, later on in life, as I learned that I'm now paying $10, $20 a month for something like 100,000, that is a gift that you can give your loved ones. You can insure your loved ones. You don't have to be a father, mother, or of someone to pay for them a plan. If you have some sort of relationship with them, you can be the payer of that policy as long as you're within the family lines. They can be the insured. You can be the payer. You can help someone who is not able to afford those things because we know how important it is. So yes.
Okay. And lately, do you operate out of Illinois, or you somehow changed office into some other place?
Yeah, I started off in the Illinois office, but Mr. Chigund, as you well know, when I started, I had Mario, I had Patricia, I had some of my favorite managers within the agency that I started. But once they left, management changed hands again. Even though I transferred to Michigan, Troy, Michigan is where my new agency is. We are all still under American income. So whether you're from Lloyd Agency, whether you're from Schreiber Agency, we all are part of AIL. I can pull up your plans. I still am able to service my same clients, which you're one of them for the last 8 years. I appreciate you supporting me. And maybe one thing I should say on this podcast, Mr. Chigondo, is this. When I started, I had to lean on my community for help. When I started my career, didn't know much about insurance, but who do you run to? You run to your community for help, for them to support you. And they did. Illinois really supported me. Illinois families, when I came into your homes, everyone embraced me. Everyone knew that I was new, but they supported my career. And I'm where I am today because of you guys. So I really, really appreciate that. Michigan families, Mr. Katabaz is one of them. A lot of you know him. When he moved from Illinois and went to Michigan, guess what? He said, Godwill, come over here. I need you to talk to the families here. I started to, get into these families. I built a lot of relationships there. A lot of my friends, actually, my closest friends, are out of Michigan through Mr. Katabaz. So let's always lean on our community members to help us. Those of you who say, oh, abana Uganda bantama, sagala kubera mu community. No.
Hey, yes, you're missing out. You're leaving something on the table.
Exactly. And maybe if you can allow me to even elaborate a little more on that. In this time of Christmas season, the company is actually giving out no-cost benefits. It's appreciating members, communities, because AIL is a company that's built on community. The reason why you will never see them advertise, they would rather use the money, $30 million, like, State Farm would advertise or any other company. They would rather use that money, put it back in the community to be able to offer some incentives. You get a card. Even if you don't have documentation in this country, you have loved ones that have come in here, they don't have insurance. American Income, because of me being a union member and people like Chigondo who are part of AIL, sponsor families to get some, you get a medical card, which is going to help you on prescriptions, dental services, vision services, chiropractic, doctor visits, and you don't have to have a policy with me to be able to get that. We are able to sponsor communities to get that kind of incentive. If you have a guest visiting you and they don't have insurance, they get sick. This is something you can add them on. They don't have to have a social security. They don't have to have any documentation. So why not utilize people like us to be able to get these free incentives? You get an accidental policy. You get a basic accidental policy. In case of an accidental death, at least the family has a little bit of money to take you back home or to contribute towards that. So take advantage of community and, policyholders like us to be able to serve our community in that way. So in this spirit of Christmas, I am sponsoring families to get those no-cost benefits.
And they can always reach you the usual way?
Yes, they can reach me, via WhatsApp, 630-340-9511. A lot of you have my contacts, but if you don't, you can, ask Mr. Chigundu here, or you can, email us. My email is godwillbaru@yahoo.com or godwill9511@gmail.com. So you can always reach us.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the updates, and hopefully the community continues to engage and take advantage, because any form of insurance looks like it's better than having nothing. You gotta have a way of mitigating some of these risks.
Whether it be repatriation program, which is an amazing program for people who might not even qualify. When you guys hear about insurance, don't think that everyone can actually get it. No, you have to qualify medically. Now, if you have a repatriation, if you have medical issues and you cannot get insurance from a major insurance company, lean back on repatriation program. It's a good program for those who might not be able to qualify medically or even financially to have a basic policy. But if you have big families, there's always a plan for everyone. Our plans always go according to your income. They never go beyond what someone makes. So never think that it's too expensive for you, because we always have plans to suit everyone.
Absolutely. Good you bring up repatriation, yeah, because on the UNA side, as we know, there is a repatriation program. At least at the minimum, people should make sure they have something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I think I'm going to let you go back to work, and I am going to go head to work.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate you as a client over the years.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.